prepared. I brought a second phone because I always feel like there's things I need to look up, but I never I use my primary phone for doing the live. So let's start. Let me sage my space, get my boxes together. So we'll be doing the reading. Actually, I'm going to start by giving you the June themes for this coming month. And then from there, I'm going to go into the full moon themes and then the weekly reading. So let me just take a moment to kind of sage the space, purify it. Hello, welcome. Just getting started, just kind of doing a general cleansing of the area. I'm in a new space, so I definitely need to do extra cleansing. I ask here that love surrounds us with beauty and grace. May we all join together in happiness and divine flow. May this reading and the discussion here be heartfelt and filled with unconditional love, and may we all commune in peace and ascension. So it'll be a little sage for you, viewers, both past, present, and future, and more for me. Actually, this is Palo Santo, excuse me. Alrighty. Now, let's talk about the themes for June. So the first theme that came up was the theme of boundaries, especially as it relates to personal dynamics and volatile, external situations. We're going to be in a world where there's going to be more intrusiveness on behalf of maybe people who are still in a separation consciousness, maybe desperate for energy and are kind of gravitating to people who have more light without even knowing or understanding why. And can you blame them? If you're shining brightly, you are going to be like a moth to a flame, and anybody that sees that light is going to be attracted to it, for better or for worse. And it's always up to us to discern why people are interested in us and interested in our energy, and set the boundaries as needed. Something about this June, especially as it relates to the ushering in of this transformation energy with the strawberry moon, which we'll get into a little bit later, is really asking for us to come more deeply into ourselves and more deeply into what we want and are willing to put up with. I think that June is really going to be a time where we understand that we don't really have to answer to anybody. We don't have to make anyone happy. And again, for some, this has been a continual theme. Like, they've started on this long before June has come around. And it's only now that it's starting to kind of pick up speed. And people are really powerfully beginning to implement and stand by, who they are now, who they are, who they want to be or who they're becoming, and what changes need to be made to do that, which can include, anything from changing jobs, changing relationships, changing belief systems, changing what we say yes to or what we say no to. So there's something about June that it's such a beautiful, transformative, healing month. I think there's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. I still see a lot of travel for some, but it's also going to be a time when, in order to maximize that happiness, it's really important that we always are aware of where our limits are and what we can tolerate or not tolerate. So that is the first theme. The second theme, communion, is still coming through as a second theme. We have that in May, but it was kind of on the cusp between May to June. Is that theme of communion, that deep seeing, that deep reverence. I'm hearing that there are a lot of people, again, that are hurting. Trauma is so common in our society that we have now. Find me someone who hasn't experienced some kind of a trauma or some kind of a toxic situation that either had to heal from or currently healing from. And especially in our age, why? Okay, I'm just shuffling. I have the Golden Girls Tarot, and for some reason, Spirit brought my attention to this particular card in the deck. It's Dorothy as Death, which I think is so hilarious. I love this deck, so we're gonna work with this when we do our weekly reading. But as I said that, I was given Dorothy. I'm sorry. I just think these cards are so funny. Dorothy as the Death card here. And I think it's so interesting because Dorothy, they're bringing me to the Golden Girls. So this is a little all over the place, but they're bringing me to the Golden Girls and like the character of Dorothy. For anyone who knows the Golden Girls, she was always like she was the one that people always kind of maybe shout on the most. They kind of got on her for, maybe not looking a certain way, not being as feminine as maybe some of the other girls or some other women. She was too tall, all this kind of stuff. And ultimately, like, the series ended with her like finding her soulmate and like riding into the sunset with this amazing man who had the money and the looks and everything. And just that idea of her character and her perception really is what it is, because she's always kind of been a little bit of a badass in her own way. Like, on the show, you would know that. Very strong, very independent. And it's almost like the message that's coming through is like the qualities that people used to, and it's different for everyone because we all have different personality traits, but the qualities that we used to get made fun of for, the qualities that people used to try to shame us for, are the very qualities that make us most attractive to the things that we want most in life, including love. And in this month of June, like, that divine that divine communion with self, to say, okay, this is who I am. It may not always be what society wants it to be. It may not fit the norm, but this is exactly who I am. And I'm going to own this, and I'm going to watch the transformation unfold in a positive way. That is so critical. And to be able to be a sacred witness where needed for other people's transformations, because you and I and anybody watching the future, or anyone who shows up later, is definitely not the only people going through this types of transformation. There's so many people, consciously or unconsciously, going through a deep soul. I'm seeing like a snake, like a shedding of the skin. And it just feels like the snake is wriggling out of its skin. It's, the skin is coming off, and it's kind of been trying to shake those last like little pieces loose for such a long time. And now in June, it's just being able to really just get that last skin off and become its new, bigger, grander version. For us to allow that to happen within ourselves, and for us to also be able to support others, online, offline, at our work, anywhere, as they move to bust out of their own skin and into something new. So I think that this is adorable. And I'm also seeing the white roses. Like, I'm being drawn to the white rose. Let me just tune in for a second and see what that. So it's purity of love. So roses are commonly a symbol of love and romance, but here white is being drawn as a reset point in the way that we as a society love, in a way that's more unconditional, in a way that's more full of grace and full of just a deep seeing. So that is a big thing coming through for June. So as maybe there's some more bumps and hiccups with people who might be of a lower state of consciousness, for those who are elevating to the higher state, you're going to have more opportunities to connect and to really be there for others. So that is communion, boundaries. What were the other themes, Spirit, that you wanted to bring in here? Reemergence. Okay, so it's reemergence and a new level of understanding of us as part of the all, or like the great oneness. So June is definitely a very dualistic month. I see some beautiful energies, like some stunningly beautiful energies, but also like some bumps as usual. Like, there's ups and downs in life. That's just kind of a part of it. And for something is triggering this June that is helping people go deeply into their sacredness, that will help them access oneness in a new and different way, or in like a deeper way. There'll be more people becoming aware of the idea that we are all one, that there's really not little to no really at all like separation between people. There's some differences between looks, personality characteristics, but those are all extremely minor in the grand scheme. And just a deeper willingness to be able to say, yes, like I am divine. I am God. I am part of the all-knowing oneness, and so are you, and so are you, and so are you, and so is that person. Even people who are behaving in ways that, would appall, people who try to live right and who try to live well. There's a deeper understanding of the fact that that is all necessary and all critical to who we are and what we're all about. So that is really the major theme, the 3 major themes for June. And this goes into the strawberry moon as well, because I was looking up some numerology, it's not really astrology, but yeah, sure, astrology for the strawberry moon. And they were saying that the strawberry moon comes around in June. I don't remember what the astrological events surrounding this full moon are, but as far as the general energy themes, let me tap into that. So the strawberry moon feels like a coming together of the different parts of self. It's almost like I'm seeing an image of a porcelain doll being put back together. So say, for example, a porcelain doll were to break and you were to glue it back together. Of course you could get all the pieces, but you would kind of still see those cracks. It's almost like the strawberry moon is that miracle moment that helps put those cracks back into place, actually. So then you have an instance where you have something just completely restoring itself back to its original form, and for that to be just a beautiful miracle moment. And what the divine is doing is asking all of us to revel in the sacredness of that moment, to be able to remember that miracles do happen, miracles are here, and miracles are a normal, natural part of, for anyone, but especially those who recognize and understand themselves as part of the great oneness that is all here for all of us. And I'm being guided to pull some cards here to get a little bit more information on the energies of the full moon. And then we'll jump into the weeklies. Ooh, let me put some Palo Santo on this. This week has been crazy. I hope everyone's week has been well. For those of you who are new, my name is Erin. I am an intuitive empath, a nature witch, and this is it's kind of a mashup of the weekly reading that I do every week, and in addition to June energy themes, and just a general discussion on this full moon that happened today, June 4. Because it's all kind of tying in together, which is why I wanted to put it in one video. Let me just sage them all while I'm at it. I have some more decks. I've been working on a limited set, but thankfully I've been traveling. I brought almost all my decks with me, so I was able to get the cards that I was missing. And I want to spice it up and use some new cards for the readings. So definitely we're using the Golden Girls Tarot today. love this one. Oh my God. Okay. I'll do the others in a moment, but let's get some more cards for the energies of this full moon. Did anyone do anything as a ritual for the full moon? Okay. There's desperate need of saging. Oh, and another, let me do the full moon reading first, and then we'll circle back to one more thing that I forgot to talk about for June. Let me just, first things first. Oh, let me. Okay. A couple cards for the full moon. The strawberry moon for the collective. Oh, there goes one. Oh, okay. There goes four. I've been guided to bring my crystals here as well. Like, this is my beautiful quartz crystal. It's about the size of my hand. And I found it in a drum. Or no, I didn't find it in a drum. The people who sold it to me found it in a drum. It was this, I don't know, this healing drum or something like that. So I've been guided to bring this here. And then a beautiful malachite crystal, one of my most beautiful crystals that I've owned. For some reason, they needed to be here. And malachite, it also has some rose quartz in it. So and it has quartz over the top. So it's something about this quartz energy, like this clearing, cleansing, rebirth. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Just a beautiful rebirthing energy. I just love it. Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. Hopefully you can see those. And I'm going to turn them upright. Technically, they're really not read upside down. I do sometimes if I feel like it's important, but today it doesn't feel like it. So the first card out is the Cosmic Heart, which is the card that we got last week. So I love that there's so much overlap in the energies, like to a certain extent, just as an aside, like energies of the weekly readings do kind of have a tendency to like layer on top of each other to affect almost like a grand symphony of frequencies that help birth the beautiful song of life in the universe itself. So just as a note, if you're wondering, like sometimes like Spirit will give us cards like from the prior week to this week, that's what it's for, to emphasize the fact that there is a stacking of energy waves and of frequencies that build like over time space continually to create like just a beautiful like cacophony of sound. Well, not quite, frequencies, but okay. But I think of it as like a series of sound waves, like a beautiful infinity of music. So anyway, last week we got the Cosmic Heart. We're getting it again this week, and we're getting it as well with the all-encompassing hand. So these two cards together is asking us to surrender completely into the energies of June, because it's so necessary and critical for us. What's going on with my connection? Okay, apologies, I'm having some connection issues here and there, but it's asking us to lean completely in to Spirit. If you have a connection to your guides, if you have a connection to your angels, if you have a connection to your higher self, or maybe even for some of you it might be religion, any source and connection to Spirit and to the divine that you have, it's unbelievably important for you to just lean completely into that love and completely into that oneness. It's important for us to remember that, like, as we dive deeper into the depths of what we might perceive as our own ugliness, like maybe those undesirable aspects of ourselves, or those aspects of ourselves that society has told us is undesirable, it's so important that we just embrace that fully. I mean, that is really part of what it means to move further into love. That's part of what it means to move further into oneness. And June, something about June is just allowing that our heart space to open in ways that it hasn't ever before, so that the divine can really reach in and allow us to be completely and unconditionally supported. If you see here the image, it looks like a young woman being held by, this kind of looks like Mary Magdalene to me. It could be any woman, but for some reason I'm getting the sense of like Mary Magdalene, but it doesn't have to be, whoever it is for you, I guess. But this is almost like your own like higher self essence, or maybe like a fractal of your higher self essence coming in and just carrying you through the difficult, choppy waters of life. And if you allow that flow, it looks a little bit like water, drawn again to the energy of water and energy of emotions. If you allow that wave to just flow wherever it's going and to just work with the path of least resistance, then that is a beautiful way to maximize the energies of this month and of this full moon specifically. It's really asking you to just fall and just like surrender into the serenity of all that it means to be a divine being on this planet. From nothing to everything is also the second card out for kind of the full moon themes. I'm being drawn again to all of this pink. I mean, I know it is a strawberry moon. Strawberries to me are just a beautiful like feminine energy. And I am getting here that it's really important for us to remember that we are infinite. We are not insignificant. We are not small. We are not limited. We are not, hindered in any way in our creative abilities or in our capacity to love. Most importantly, that's what I'm getting. Remember always that you're not ever limited or ever inhibited in your capacity to love. And June, and especially the strawberry moon, is activating the heart in a new and different way that is allowing for that source consciousness to flow through your heart. So it's actually a great stepping stone into the month of June, which is about transformation. It's activating that heart and allowing God really to just take over your essence and your heart in the most beautiful way, which will lead you to the transformation and the knowing of yourself as a representative of everything or the all. And then the courage of your love. Okay, so yeah, the last thing, the courage of your love. This is about you as this divine consciousness flows into your heart space and starts to open it up. It can feel almost, I don't want to say dangerous, but it can feel out of place. It can feel out of place. Like once your heart starts to fully open, like this strawberry moon is kind of activating and in through the month of June and beyond, because this is definitely just a starter energy. Especially in a world where there's so many people who don't have their hearts open, it feels weird. It can feel weird. It can feel like you're an alien from another planet wandering around. It could feel like you're something off that episode. I don't know if you've all seen It's a Wonderful Life, where that guy has this angel come down and show him what his life would be like if he never existed, and everyone's life is worse because he's such a beautiful, positive force on Earth. I can feel a little bit like that, like you're walking around just kind of watching people be miserable and, just not really tapping into that divine source consciousness. So the divine is asking you to step up and shine the light of your heart space onto others as you can, but mostly and most importantly, onto yourself and all the other aspects of you that exist throughout time space. Because I'm seeing that as you allow source to come through your heart and expand and almost like shoot out like this beam to other points of view across other realities and time space, what it does is it creates a web of love throughout the entire universe that helps create like this, almost like this blanket of, it's like mind blowing. So I'm trying to put it into words, but like this cosmic blanket of what is it? Spirit's cosmic blanket of omnipotence. So just like an awareness that you are beyond form, that you are beyond this body, that you are beyond anything that I could possibly put into words, as you just allow that essence, like that feeling to come through your heart and allow it to connect to all the different parts of you that exist, which includes the parts of you on different timelines. But I'm also hearing, I know other people that you see yourself as. So does that make sense? So it's happening simultaneously. You're simultaneously connecting to other parts of you and helping to accelerate your own ascension and the ascension almost like of the entire universe at the same time by projecting your love to other yous. But it's also in a oneness context, you sending your light to you in the form of other people around you. And as a result of that, you are then lifting the consciousness of the planet. So it's a lot. And the strawberry moon is ushering just a beautiful pink energy. And I'm being drawn to this mountain shape right here, but this mountain shape, it doesn't even look like it exists. It's look like it's being created out of a mix of the waves and the air. So it's like almost you become like a new cosmic elemental force on your own by allowing in love unconditionally. Wow, that's a lot. So those are the themes for June and for the strawberry moon on June 4. Let's get into the weeklies. I want to use my Golden Girls tarot. I haven't used these in so long. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, and before we start, let me just get an overarching thing for the week. I'll use my Secret Language of Light tarot with Denise Jarvie. Okay. I got 2. I'm gonna need 3. Okay. Yes. Wow. Big month. Oh my God. Oh wow. Okay. Let me see if I can get them all in here. So the first card out, Soul Song. Like every soul has its own unique series of sound waves that are created as the soul itself is created. And a part of the ascension process is checking into becoming aware and broader. Oh goodness, my connection is so bad today, guys. Sorry about that. I'm in another location, and the Wi-Fi is kind of iffy, but I'll try to get it better for next week. As a result of that, as you continue to connect into your own soul's song, to be able to remember it. And for some of you, maybe you already have, literally what it sounds like. Like you might have a source tone or something like that. If you do, that's great. Like this would be the month to use it if you're not using it. But even if you don't, I know Pamela Erlin does those types of songs if you're interested in getting one. But even if you don't, or you're not interested, please know that you can connect deeply to that in its own essence through meditation, through talking to God, and through stepping deeply into your own authentic expression, whatever it looks like for you. Like, authenticity is so important for us and our happiness and our ascension moving forward. So this week and into June, step into you fully. Surrender to the transformation energies that are going to come through beginning this week and into the rest of June and frankly beyond, and allow those energies to activate your specific soul frequencies that it's designed to emit cosmically and also specifically in this lifetime, and activating that, grounding into that, and using that in any manner that you can for your own benefit and for the benefit of others is really the key to making the most spiritually out of this week. I'm also getting the card of transformation, which you've talked about before, and I want to draw your attention to the world here. I'm also getting the card, you are the universe. So I'm going to try to hold these two cards up. You are the universe and transformation. This week is helping us understand that we are the universe, like literally what it looks like. We are our own universe, and we absolutely do have cosmic powers that are beyond anything that our minds can understand or even really put into words. And it's time that we own that. It's time that we understand that this planet at large and we as human beings are forever changing, and to let that new wave of transformation just hit us this month and this week. Just step out. If there's anything that you've been wanting to do, that you've been afraid to do, anything that you've been wanting to be, that you're afraid to be, anything that you've been wanting to study, anything that you are, that you've been afraid to express, this week is the week to do that. Allow the transformation in. Allow the transformation energies coming through June, coming through the strawberry moon, which is opening and activating that heart chakra to give us enough the depth of self-love to own who we really are. Allow that energy in and allow it to move through you, to move through your heart and impact your unique universe fully and completely in divine love. Hello. The last card that I have here is enlightenment. So a lot of what we've been talking about has been that really for our own purposes and ascension, it's critical that we allow that love energy and that ascension energy to kind of pour through us. As we do this, as we allow the transformation to move through and activate us, it's going to create a beautiful light that radiates from within outwards into all of the ethers. And it's going to assist not only in our own ascension, but also the ascension of the entire planet and of the entire world. And I'm yawning a lot, not because I'm tired, but because like the energies that are surrounding me now are sometimes they cleanse my energy field a little bit so that I'm able to tap in better. And oftentimes when my energy is being cleansed or readjusted, I have a tendency to yawn. So if I yawn a lot, it's a good sign, because it means that the reading is particularly deep and I'm just very tapped in right now. But the energy of enlightenment is, oh my gosh, it's so here on the planet, and it doesn't always look happy, fun, and joyful, which I think is maybe the important thing for me that I can drive home here. Sometimes in order for us to move through the transformation energies into the enlightenment essence of like oneness, of understanding that we are everyone and everyone is us, can be a messy, frustrating process. But June feels like there's just a massive breakthrough where we can really break through any kind of web of toxicity, of egoism, of narcissism, and create a new web of love, just by being who we are and by trying to be as loving and as kind and as carefree as we possibly can this week and beyond. These feel like very timeless messages, but if there's anything to remember this week, it's be your authentic self. Let the transformative energies that are coming through in this strawberry moon and in June just flow through, and just be you and watch how much your world and the world at large is changed for the better. Hello, how was your week? We just finished up the June energy and the full moon energies, and now we're getting into the weeklies. So I'll be doing a card for each day of the week, starting with Monday the 5th and going through until, let me check really quick to make sure I don't get my date wrong. I think it's like the 9th, but let me double check. We're using the Golden Girls Tarot. Long. I hear that. Oh my gosh. This week was a crazy week, I think maybe for everyone. I'm moving all around. So much culture shock and relocation stuff for me, and I'm sure work probably was pretty long. Hopefully it was long but uneventful. Not too much drama, hopefully. Alright. I'm so excited for these cards. I haven't used my Golden Girls Tarot in so long. I love the Golden Girls. But I have a harder time watching it now because there's so many like sexist jokes and things like that, but it's just like, no, like it's harder now to watch it, but I still think it's great. Let me just check when. June. Just trying to get my dates right on the, there we go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's the 12th. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your car. Hopefully everything goes well and gets fixed up pretty quickly. All right. So it's Sunday the 11th, next Sunday. So June 5th through June 11th. Let's do a card for each day and we'll see what the week is looking like. Definitely a transformative energy. We know that because the full moon energy happening today, going with us through really the rest of the month, frankly. It's going to be here for a minute. Heart chakra opening. Let's get a little bit more of a deeper dive. June 5. June 5. June 5. Ooh. Wait. June 5. Oh, we have 2 cards. Monday, June 5. Let's see what it's looking. Oh my God. Okay, so we have the 6 of Cups, which I think is interesting that it's being depicted as a romantic energy. Not the best. Okay, so it's interesting that we have the 6 of Cups energy as a wreath, which is more like a holiday or celebration type energy. And then we have Rose and who was this guy? Miles. Oh my God. Okay. You know, the Golden Girls are, everything about this deck is so mature. So the fact that we have the 6 of Cups, which is usually the energy of, you know, childhood, inner child play, a lightness and a lightheartedness coming through with this mature feminine and this mature masculine. It's such a beautiful balancing of energy. So it just feels like there's some deep reparenting going on. It's almost like the maturity of the inner child. To a certain extent, obviously, you know, you have your inner child that's always playful, always bright and happy, and just such a powerful energy to have within you. But to bring in a little bit of like that mature parenting to the inner child, it allows it to have like a deeper sense of stability and groundedness in itself. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune that's coming in also, the card of good luck. It might help you with your car. The car of good luck, and also the car of all the elements. You know, we have the water, the air, the earth, and the fire coming in together as well. So Monday is a powerful energy of alchemy, of healing of the inner child on a deeper, more profound level, so that it can reach a more mature level in terms of its healing. It'll always be the beautiful, lighthearted energy, but just a more, I want to say like a more foundational home for your inner child this Monday. So definitely on Monday, take time for you, take time for your inner child, find ways to play, reminisce, get outside in nature and just enjoy the day, because it feels like a really, really beautiful day. And that was the other theme that actually was coming in for June that I forgot to mention, is inner child healing. Like, that's a big one for June. Reparenting of the inner child, understanding of the inner child as a critical component of self, and allowing the inner child to be one of the driving forces in our lives, which is going to bring us more happiness, more spontaneity, and just a brighter, more exuberant flow. So I'm happy that that is being reflected as well in the weekly readings, because that was also a big theme for June. And that open-hearted, kind of beautiful pink energy that's coming in with the strawberry moon is helping to embolden that as well. So it's really transformation on every level, and the inner child is getting the transformation as well. Almost like a healing of old childhood trauma wounds as well. That's beautiful. Ooh, and the Five of Pentacles randomly popped out. So what is this for, Spirit? Okay, this is the self-love. It feels like self-love. It feels like a reminiscing of the past, both the times that were good and you felt connected and at one with others, and maybe the times that weren't so good, where you just felt like you were lacking in some way. It really feels like you're able to because you have that maturity coming in here and the beautiful emotion energy, you're able to go into these places that maybe might be kind of the darker corners of you, or the different parts of your childhood or your past, or even your now, like who you are currently now and how that has been impacted by what you've been through. You're able to look at that with more compassion and care than you ever had before. You have less shame around it than you've had before. And you're able to just say that what I've been through does not have any reflection on my lovability and my divinity in any way. That's really what Monday is about. So if you hear or see any or feel any toxicity, negativity, negative emotions coming up, I would advise you to just kind of sit with those energies, to just process them maybe in meditation, and just to allow them to move through you and out of you, because they're meant to leave, right? You kind of have to, you feel it once and then it's gone. It's not really to be held on to. It's just old stuff that's being brought up by the full moon. And it really feels like past life. Some of it's past life, like times in our past where maybe we felt out in the cold, or, you know, just felt neglected in some form. All right, Tuesday, what's coming out? Is it? Okay, it's sideways. Two of relationships seem to be big. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Interesting. Okay, let me, I keep saying one, but okay. I just keep saying a card and then I'm just getting full readings for every day. Okay. Let's see here. We have, first of all, the Two of Cups that actually fell out sideways. I couldn't figure out which way it was supposed to go, so we'll just keep it as sideways. And we have that in addition to the Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups is often about indecision, almost like too much choice. And the Two of Cards is about relationships. And usually it's a beautiful heart-centered connection. When it's upright or reverse, it can be disharmony, but it's randomly sideways. So to me, this feels like maybe there currently is someone that you just, maybe for those of you who might be dating or romantically involved, that you're very like wishy-washy about, like you're just like, I don't know, like, or maybe someone feels this way about you. This energy is coming through very strongly, or it could be someone from the past who may have, had some kind, it doesn't have to be romantical if it's a past relationship, but someone from your past who maybe have had a significant role in your life, who you've had a love-hate relationship with, or you felt some kind of wishy-washy energy towards. It feels like whatever was holding you back from feeling like you, oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. So if this is a past relationship, and say like for some of you, it's just reminiscing as you kind of go through this past kind of purging that you're going through, you're going to be faced with maybe someone, like a love-hate relationship that you had with someone, or a wishy-washy energy that you had with someone, and that maybe have had some toxicity to it, and you're finally being able to kind of come into your own independence and your own institution, like alone, and find a sense of happiness either with someone new or emerging and finding happiness alone, like separate from this person that you've had from the past. If it's someone that you're currently seeing, let's see now, it feels like there might be a resolution, like maybe there's some just not sure, maybe like I don't know about him or her. It feels like maybe on Tuesday you'll get some kind of revelation that will help you move forward in a positive way. And it could be either in a positive way with the person, or it could be in a positive way alone. Like that isn't being shown, but there's a positive forward movement after a period of indecision. So that's Tuesday. All right. Are you enjoying the new person? All right. Let's see about Wednesday. Wait, these both go upside down. Okay, so I have the Nine of Cups reversed, and I have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so Wednesday looks like Wednesday's a self-care moment. Is she eating cheesecake? Oh my god. Okay, so we have like the Nine of Cups here, which has Rose eating a cheesecake, like having her cake and eating it too. But it's coming in the reverse. And then you have the Three of Pentacles, which is usually about teamwork. That's coming in the reverse. So it really just feels like might be more of a solo day. Just kind of through, which I'm sure will make it a little bit less, confusing. Alrighty. So Wednesday feels like a solo day. Just Wednesday, try to pour into you is the primary message, because maybe other people are going through some stuff. Maybe they just can't be there for you like they usually are. Oh yeah, something's wrong with my internet connection. I'll try to fix it for the next live, but yeah, it keeps going in and out, so apologies for that. But I was saying that Wednesday is really a solo day to just check in with yourself. I feel like the Wednesday might be collectively like a heavy day. Like there might be some people who around you who might not be feeling so great, or might be a little irritable, or might be a little sad, depressed, and can't really show up for you maybe the way you would want them to. So Wednesday is definitely the day to maybe just hang out by yourself and just enjoy the positive energy that you've been generating in your own world by yourself. So yeah, Wednesday is introvert day. Thursday. Oh, this one's so long, so I'll keep it out. Thursday. Ooh. I'm getting like full on readings for every day. It must be a big week because I'm not getting just one card for every day. Okay, so I have the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, reverse, the Queen of Wands, and then the Three of Wands. Okay. Let me hold them up so you can see them. Three of Wands and the Knight. Okay. Why does Thursday feel like a hot mess? Let me just tune in a second and see what Spirit wants to say. Okay, I'm being drawn to, if you can see here, it's going to be hard to see, but I'll describe it to you. This is Sophia looking at a boat speeding by with binoculars. So this can almost be, and then here's the Knight of Wands, which is kind of like that boat speeding by. So it seems like, it's almost like, and again, it's for some of you, it's not for everyone, but it seems like maybe some of you are looking out there at what other people are doing or what other people have and wanting to be like, oh my God, like, I wish I could have what they have. Or you see someone moving forward in their life in a way that you would like to, and you're wondering why you feel stuck, or like why you're not moving forward like that other person. And it can kind of give you this feeling of create a lack mentality where none exists. So what Spirit wants to remind you on Thursday is, regardless of what it might look like for other people and other people's lives, you are sitting very pretty where you are. It may not always seem like it. It may seem like it's just like, because everyone has their ups and downs, even when they're on the throne. So it could seem like, oh my God, like if only I had a boat or I could just speed away from this, or if only I had my own horse where I could like ride into the sunset and away from all the crap that's going on in the world. Like, Thursday is your day to remember, number one, you are completely protected and cared for. Number two, you are absolutely the queen of your own universe and you are very well cared for. You're admired by a lot of people. You're looked up to, you're respected, and you have everything that you need to be a positive force in the world and at large, and just to really come back into your own confidence and not let what you might be seeing out of other people or what other people might make you feel by their actions. And they might not be doing anything to you, but it might just be like you observe them getting something or going somewhere, or it could be like travel envy for some of you. Just remembering that your life is much better than you think it is exactly where you are. And then I'm being drawn to the sunflowers and these buildings back here. So again, some of you are traveling and just having like being stressed out with the travel. There might be some delays in the travel, but that's just a mild message. And then the last thing I'm being drawn to is the sunflower, which is like, for me, the first thing I thought of was Kansas, which is like breadbasket of the world. And just a reminder that you feed so many with your love and your light. And just remember how much food you give. Sounds like a weird message, but that's what I'm getting. It's Thursday. It's a big week. Oh my God. Let's figure out what. That was Thursday the 8th. Friday the 9th. Friday, June 9th. 6-9. Oh my God. 6-9. Okay, June 9. Okay. Wow. I'm getting the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. So yeah, this is, please on Friday take time for rest. You know, there's a lot going on energetically, and on top of everyone's daily lives, their daily jobs, everything that they have going on, a lot of people out there are just so over it and just so ready to go home, you know, and just be like, I need some 6-9 in my life. I love that. Don't we all? Oh my God. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, so a lot of people are just really over it. Like, they're just tired, and it's a lot, you know, to go through the pressures of being, just working, and some people obviously having kids to raise, or having even parents. Like, some people are taking care of their parents. And financially, like, so many people, I've heard more people than ever say, like, prices are going up. People are just really, some people are really just starting to just, like, really get exhausted by the demands of life and by all that goes into just kind of being alive on the planet, and energetically a challenging time. And so I'm getting the Ace of Cups. It's a critical call for rest and for self-care in all its forms, especially emotional self-care. Just pour into you as much as you can, really this whole week, but especially on Friday, because you don't want to burn out. You really want to have enough gas in the tank, and taking time for yourself on Friday to just, even if it's just taking like a moment for meditation, is going to do wonders for helping make sure that you don't get overwhelmed, or for some of you overstimulated, or just exhausted, you know, from all that's going on in the world. And then, yeah, if you get exhausted, it could lead to just maybe some emotional outbursts that you wouldn't have had if you had just rested. So please rest. Friday, June 9 on 6-9. Oh my God. Saturday, June 10th. All right, let's see what's going on. Saturday, June the 10th. June the 10th. Oh, Juneteenth is on the 19th. I didn't know that. Ooh. Oh my God. Okay, June 10. Let's see what's going on. Ooh. Okay. June 10. Ooh. I'm getting the Ace of Swords reversed with Justice. There might be some kind of... Okay, hopefully I'm connected again. I really have to do something about this Wi-Fi. Saturday, June 10th. There might be some kind of collective event. This feels like more of a collective message for Saturday the 10th. I don't know exactly what's coming, but it feels like there might be some kind of a political thing, like a political event or a political blow up, which is interesting. So it could be the exposure of some kind of lie, or something, the exposure of kind of some false idea or some misguided construct. This is very strange. Let me get some more cards, because I feel like this isn't the individual message. This is like just a general message for all of us for Saturday the 10th about some kind of collective event. Oh God. Okay. I shouldn't have asked for more cards. Okay. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Why? Okay. So I'm getting the Tower and then Death in the reverse. So I don't know what's going on Saturday, and I'm not watching the news. So someone can fill me in if something does end up happening. For some, it doesn't feel like it's an individual thing, though. This is some kind of collective something or another that's happening on or around the 10th that's leading to some kind of like I don't know, exposure or something, some kind of tower moment that's just gonna upset a lot of people. So I would just advise maybe don't watch the news on Saturday. I don't even want to know what's going on. Let's move along. Now let me try to get an individual message, because that wasn't the purpose of this. Okay, so we know that maybe on the 10th there could be some kind of politically volatile moment. Let me try to get an individual message. So, so this is Page of Cups. Look at anything that happens in your life, both individually or collectively, as not a game, but as not a joke, as a beautiful play. A beautiful play. It's the stage of life, and everyone has their own character to play, individually or collectively. It's to keep a lighthearted focus, regardless of what's going on around you, and to not take anything that happens, either individually or collectively, too seriously. To always remember that it's part of the divine play of life, and that it really is all for each individual soul's entertainment and learning. Not just entertainment and learning. So just remember every experience is a joy on Saturday, whatever happens. But it feels like there might be some kind of collective event. And then Sunday, June 11th. Let's see. Sunday, June 11th. Let's see what's going on. Ooh. Okay. The same cards. What the hell? Okay. But it's the opposite. We get Death upright and the Tower reversed. So is this an internal? Hold on. Okay, so it's the same energy impacting everyone today. So it feels like there could be some kind of collective event on Saturday that really upsets and riles people up. Hopefully it's something benign, like a football game, but I have a feeling it might be something like political, or something in the government. I don't know. We'll see. And it's going to upset some people. It's going to rock some people's worlds. It's caused turmoil, like, collective events often do. The next day, June 11th, it could be all over your news. It could be all over your YouTube. Your friends could be talking about it. So it's more just like the internal processing of whatever has happened collectively, leading to a fundamental transformation collectively and a new understanding of whatever it is we're meant to understand. But that same energy of that internal transformation and that new understanding is also hitting at the same time individually. So for some of you who might not be able, maybe you don't even turn on the news this whole week, I have no idea what's going on. Like, there's still an undercurrent of this same energy of internal revolution, transformation, and a new rebirth and understanding coming in on Sunday the 11th for everyone. And the collective event that may happen on the 10th is the manifestation of everyone's internal transformation that they're already going through. So let it happen. Let it ride. Allow the transformation energies to come in. Treat them with an open-heartedness, with love, no fear, just whimsy. And your weekends, will be a very transformative weekend. All right. So that is the weekly. Ooh. Some of the same cards wanting to pop out. Yeah, pour into you this week. Let the transformation come. Let that beautiful heart-centered energy and that heart expansion energy just open out into everyone. Awesome. All right. Any questions over anything we've talked about? I'm not going to do mini reads today. It's a bit late and my connection's not the best, but any questions over anything that we've talked about today or anything at all before I head out here? Alrighty. Thanks so much for coming. Thank you to all who joined either earlier or who all see this after. Again, I am offering private readings for anyone who's interested. I am running a sale that ends today, June 4. But yeah, thank you again. Love you all and have a great week. There we go.